My name is Betty Nyagoha. I am the director of Gatoto Integrated Development Program. I've been working with this institution since inception. So I've been here for the last 23 years. We've been able to survive the last 23 years because of the love from the children themselves. Because without that love and passion from them wanting to come to school, then the school will not be existing at the moment. And number two, it is our supporters who have worked with us over the years to make Gatoto be sustainable to the level that it is now. If it was not for our donors who have actually been chipping in, Gatoto would not be where it is now. And our own passion as well as staff to work for Gatoto. At inception, Gatoto had 370 children, and at the moment we have 1,092 children. That's a big leap. Fine, it's 23 years down the line, but having parents believe in you and bring your children to you means that we are doing a good job. And when we started the school, we did not start the school here because we didn't have these facilities. We started the school in the village, in a church, where we hosted 4 different classes in one room that did not have any partition. So when we look at the structures that we have now, yes, not all the structures are good enough, but at least every classroom has its own room where children can learn. As opposed to all 4 classrooms being in one house, we have different rooms where different levels of children are taught. So we have improved in structures, and we still believe that we can improve because that is what Gatoto requires to meet the needs of the children that it's targeting. One other thing that has motivated the students to come is the feeding program. I'm sure next year the numbers will be overflowing because we now have a porridge that the children get in them during the fast break. And some of these children actually come to school on an empty stomach. So that porridge that they get actually gives them the energy to drive them during the day. And during lunchtime, we have a mixture of maize and beans, which they eat. And some of them are allowed to carry a portion of the food home because they have siblings who didn't get a meal. And because this is their share, now it is becoming a challenge because they've banned plastic bags. That is where they would carry their food. But still, some come with the plastic containers where they can spare their lunch to take to their children. So food is a very motivating factor. Apart from the teachers being very receptive to the children, showering with the love that maybe a child would not get at home, but they get it in school, the meal also complements that. So the teachers that we have and the meal is a complementary that has made our numbers go up and is what has also made our dropout rate go down in a big way. At inception, the number of dropouts was very high because we didn't have any meal. But when we introduced the porridge alone, the numbers started going up. And now with the lunch on, that is a big plus. The vision that I have for Gatoto, and which my colleagues would concur with me, is that they would want Gatoto to be a place where children feel that they are safe. Not just being safe, that the facilities that are there can be able to give them a quality education. The teachers that we have are well trained. And above all, that we can be able to raise money for our operating costs year in, year out, because that is a major challenge. We can be able to raise money probably for doing the classes or doing the toilet, which are some of the needs that we have. But raising money for our operating costs poses a major challenge to what we are hoping to achieve. Just for 2017 alone, Gatoto needs to raise about 120,000 US dollars, and this will help us meet the gap for the year, that is raise funds to help us for our operating costs for part of October, November and December. And that again will also help us put up a new toilet facility that will help our students when they come back during the next year. We really need this new toilet facility because the one that we have is constantly breaking down, and at one level the school was at risk of being closed down by public health because it was not well maintained and the toilet was actually not in order. So if we can be able to raise these funds during this short period, then we are sure that that toilet facility will be there and that the operating costs for the remaining period of the year will be catered for. And going into 2018, Gatoto hopes to raise an additional 370,000 US dollars to meet our operating costs. And that will cater for all the educational needs for the 1,092 students in the primary school. It will offer scholarships to 160 students who are both in secondary and university, and it will also feed 300 people who are infected or affected or infected by HIV and AIDS. So that is the budget for the whole year. With $5, you are able to supply stationery for a child for a whole term, which some of the children actually, not some of the children, most of the children come in without books, without pens, and they depend on Gatoto to get that. So even with the $5 that one contributes, it's making a difference in a life of somebody. In the US, people can contribute through American Friends of Gatoto, which is a registered charity that is has been sending money to Gatoto for our operating costs and for capital costs. And locally here, we have an M-Changa platform that has just been set up where people can donate via M-Pesa, via Airtel, via Equitel, via Standard Chartered Bank, and via PayPal. People can still contribute to us through the M-Changa platform.